Jesus Christ, before we face temptation to win it, we have followers of Jesus with us. Followers of Jesus or disciples of Jesus. We are not exactly a scholar or very intelligent people like a priest or something, but people, common people with pure heart only, like fishermen, tax collector, girls, boys, men, women, and all have something common: innocent self, innocent soul in them that Jesus has eyes to see. Because for us, they are like common people, no difference. But Jesus knows they are pure heart, and we realize later on. Because certainly, secret of life is beyond intellect. There is limit where intellect fades, but even there is something within us, in me, in you, that shines, and this is faith, always shining within us. Our human mind has a glory in it, like as a faith, and I don't know, it's mind or heart, what, but faith is a faculty of itself because it's beyond mind, beyond heart. It's the spirit of our soul. It's the spirit of our life. And there is a story in which Jesus Christ was sleeping, and he was in a boat, and boat was about to sink, and all the disciples get scared, or they started to create the fuss around it, and they went to wake up Jesus Christ. And Jesus wakes up, and Jesus is there, everything going to be cool, and everything became very calm, peaceful. And then Jesus asks them, "Where is your faith?" Means, yes, the boat is sinking, but faith doesn't see that it's sinking. The faith only sees that Jesus is there. How can it sink? Faith has a different intellect, different way of seeing the thing. Our human mind has basic defect that leaving behind all, no matter what we have, leaving behind all, sooner or later, our mind starts to seek for something that's not with us. We want something new. What's the search of new? That what we have, we want to go ahead of it. We want something different now. Okay, done. We want new. That can be called desire. And to fulfill desire, we fall in the trap of temptation. I feel that I personally don't feel that it's the defect of our human mind, but it's our innermost instinct for the truth, that what we have right now is not the truth, and it's our natural search for the truth that comes in us in a form of desire. So one way of seeing that our mind has a defect, that it never becomes satisfied with what we have. It always wants something new, something new, something else, something else, something else. That leads us to temptation. And there is one more desire, that is the search of the truth, that we know that no, I'm not fulfilled yet, like a flower that's not yet blossomed yet, like a plant that has not become a tree yet. So this instinct in us that wants to become abundant, beautiful, a glorious life, that we feel in our soul, that I'm a king, I'm a celebrity, I'm a sports person, I'm a politician, I'm anything, a success, whatever is our definition of a success, that I am. And until we find it, then this search is also desire. And the defect that a person is getting too much of boredom or want to rise his sensation or her sensation, this is also called desire. So both are desire that's in us, and to fulfill this desire we fall in the trap of temptation, that at the end of the day leave us hollow or cheated. We feel so many occasions in our life that we feel, oh God, we are cheated. Even in our relationship we feel this way, even in our daily office work or anything, even in a supermarket we feel, oh God, they have cheated me. It's like a fish is hungry, and there arises a desire in a fish. To fulfill the desire, a fish goes to eat a bait. Bait is something that people keep in a bowl in a string. That's the food that fish eats. But the only thing that the fish doesn't know that the string is a human being outside the river having the control of it. And the fish, by its intellect, sees that, oh, this is the food that I eat, exactly the same food, and goes to eat it. To fulfill this hunger that is given the desire to eat, the fish goes to eat it, and gets in the trap. So, our intellect is very correct because the fish has recognized its food, but our mind cannot see the beyond in other dimension what's happening. Like for the fish, its world is inside water. For us, our world is just this visible world of this earth. But there is a person standing outside the river with a string that's beyond the intellect of the fish, that is controlling the life of the fish and taking it out. So here comes Jesus Christ, who says that I'm the bread, eat me. And when you eat me, there is no fear of a bait. No one is going to pull you out of your life. And Jesus has also given a very unknown kind of, mysterious kind of teaching, in which he was saying that if somebody eats his flesh, only that person can be saved, because all the food has some string somewhere and somebody is to pull it out. And any food that has a string in it, for me, it's temptation. And there is a tempter because it's like a hunger game. Everything is in a form of energy that keeps on transforming from one form to another. And any form, stronger form, takes control of weak form, or weak form spreads, or so many things happens in entire physics is there, entire human psychology is there, entire jungle rule is there, so many things is there. We to dominate, to compete, this is there. But the concept is that when a child is hungry and child's mom come to feed the child, this is called fulfillment. This is not called a tempter, because mom is not a tempter. She comes to feed the child, and she is the fulfillment. Look, a fish also wants food, and a child also wants a food. Fish also recognizes its food, a child also recognizes its food. The fish gets caught, but the child gets saved and fulfilled. So, temptation and desire lead us to either towards Jesus Christ, or like the mom is like a metaphor for Jesus or fulfillment, or the bait was the metaphor for bait. No words to say of it. A tempter makes every single intellect that is our like or dislike as bait, because we how we get not I don't do it, but if somebody catches a fish, what he does, or catches a bird, or catches a human being, what he does or she does, she traps the like of that person, dislike of that person, whatever intellect that person has, that becomes the bait for some person who is other dimension to control it. It means other dimension doesn't only mean that in invisible realm, but here among us, whose life is different than us, who want to take advantage of us, they use our own intellect to control us. But there is other faculty by which we can feel. Like a fish cannot feel. It is only using its intellect. But a child is not just using intellect. The child is using, a newborn child is using feeling. He knows that, oh, this doesn't feel like mama. So the child will not take the food from it. We have seen so many occasions it happens that child refuses to take the food or to take the touch of those people who's a stranger. So humans have this faculty of feeling in them, and this feeling develops into faith, and faith can see the unseen. That's beyond intellect. Like even if the boat is sinking, the faith can see that Jesus is here. It's never gonna sink. So this faculty develops in us, because no one knows what secret our life is, how mysterious is our day, that going on in our inner world, what's going on in our inner world or outer world. There is a great difference between both the world, that good or bad people, all are burning. There is no difference that I am good, then I am saved, or I am doing something bad, then I am saved. No. Somebody is living a selfish life, somebody is living a compassionate life, but we all are burning in some fire of unfulfilled tasks, some shattered dreams, some heartaches. Like even Jesus Christ had this mission to fulfill this kingdom of heaven. The prayer was there that Father, as Father is in heaven, His kingdom comes on this earth. There is a desire in us, in all of us. But still, there is some unseen thread that unites our heart in divinity. We want or not, someday we all hear a call of inner soul that what we have been searching for in this incomplete story is just here in omnipresence, within ourselves, in love. When we merge our identity of I am this, you are that, I am that, in identity of God, losing our identity into identity of divinity, like a seed, as Jesus has said himself, that the seed goes into the earth and it breaks and then sprouts from within it this a new plant. And that's the meaning of being reborn. When we are reborn, then we don't seek somebody else. We don't seek our food through intellect, but by our feeling, by our heart. That's why the prayer of Jesus is, thank you, God, for even our daily bread. Because this feeling, like the child said, it doesn't feel like, Mama, I don't want food. And child starts to cry. But fish is hungry, it cannot resist. It doesn't feel that. It doesn't feel like, Mama. It will says that, oh, I'm hungry, it looks like my food, and I'm going to have it. So when we merge our identity into the identity of God through love, we attain fulfillment of human life. So when we are hungry, then there are two kinds of bread that comes in our way. One comes through a tempter who needs something from us. Like in some way, we give money or something that they cannot give us anything for free. They need something from us. Some payment is easy, is good, is actually acceptable. But somebody wants us complete to give us one bread and wants to bait and take out from our life and use us. But there is other food, other bread that comes in our life. That's the divine bread that we cannot recognize with our intellect, but we can recognize it's always here, it's omnipresent. We can recognize it with our feeling. It feels like Mama. It feels like Jesus. When we recognize our I am and merge it in the I am, the great I am of God, then we find the love. And love is the highest of feeling that recognizes all, that realizes all, and that's the fulfillment of all. Thank you. The love wins all temptation. Love is the answer of all. No temptation can satisfy and give us such joy as the love can give. Because the great I am is always and always and always and always in love. So thank you with all love. Thank you so much.